God, a supernatural being considered to be sacred and worthy of worship due to having authority over the universe, nature, or human life, and in fictional universe such as anime there are beings that can be described as God and considered to be some of the strongest by the anime community. You have seen most of these characters in any Battle Gauntlet format videos. And the characters that we are going to talk about are Truth from Full Metal Alchemist, Shinra Banshouman from Fire Force, Anti-Spiral from Tenjin Toppa Gurren Lagann, Hajun from Kajiri Kamui Kagura and the God of the Sixth Heaven, Rimuru from The Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime, Anos from the Misfit of Demon King Academy, and finally Featherine from Umineko, When They Cry. While Truth has abilities like omnipresence, omniscient, this makes him almost know anything about anyone, but Truth is considered featless and does not have any physical strength to back him up, while the closest thing to the concept of God to appear in the series. As Truth is the person it is judging too, all punishments are ultimately what that person thinks is proper for their transgression. But everything else is a no-limit fallacy done in either the cosmology by assuming it's infinitely big and complex with things like higher dimensions, and at best a solar system level with hacks giving him control over the star, moon, and Earth on an atomic level. This is Shinra Banshouman, a fusion of Shinra, his demon infernal mother, and his little brother Sho. And this form is strong that he is far stronger than the Evangelist, which is the culmination of humanity's ideas. This consists of things like laws, mathematics, and higher planes. Higher planes in general is considered as spiritual realm, and while Adala is literally called the assembly of human ideation, making it as subjective concept as we are unable to imagine how in fourth dimension even look like is beyond our scopes, and the higher realms are spiritual place that are said to be beyond our world, because of our inability to perceive it, just like souls and evangelist being beyond such a subjective concepts would not scale anywhere like. Being beyond law or mathematics would not scale you to outerversal, and overall he had time manipulation, reality warping, and was strong enough to extinguish flames of Adala which turned the Earth into sun, but considering its still Earth size it would be dwarf star feet and is faster than light speed attacks. Now we enter into light novel category, with light novel being considered as supplementary material and widely accepted as canon source to power scale. From the light novel version of character, wherein his character guide stated to control the laws of universe and dominate space itself, and while there is said to have infinite dimensions and world, in this context dimension denotes universe, not physical dimensions, and world refers to the setting of this series takes place in general the planet, and it truly states that there are infinite Earths contained in infinite universes, and Rimuru exist beyond this multiverse and the infinite timelines, and can travel anywhere and anywhen, and can have his attacks go beyond the dimension, or in this case, the universe, to affect the infinite multiverse, placing him at multiversal plus. Before we scale Anos, we need to consider the cosmology. The world in this setting is considered as universe with billions of stars in a single galaxy and billions more galaxies contained within the world, and in the seventh step of Nirvana stated to destroy thousands of world in single step, and with a power-up can destroy over 8 octillion worlds or universe in this case, which all exist in silver seas, and there with each layer is empty darkness containing individual worlds as bubbles with. The deeper the layer get, the bigger it gets, to the point even if you able to destroy worlds in shallow layer and deeper layer, you wouldn't even able to destroy a ship, proving it to be larger than the worlds of shallow world, and 99 layers of silver seas with each layer is larger than the previous layer, and his sword is capable of destroying something even if it's infinite, eternal, or no matter how strong it is, and even capable of destroying principle itself. Anos is capable of destroying all the 99 layers of silver seas, placing him at multiversal plus. Hajun stated to surpass all the previous generations of gods in power, with being powerful enough to defeat all of the gods combined in a single wave of his hand. With God of Hado said to rip fabric of space with mere presence alone, and requires a seat with the overflowing power, the universe along with the gods will be wiped out to create more. With the existence of infinite parallel worlds or universes, and Hajun is stated to be destroyer of all things and considered strongest of all times, and completely contradictory by being a Gudo-type Hadu god. With each of this universe considered to be multi-dimensional, which doesn't have in concrete definition, but in simple terms known as complex or complicated. and there are infinite concepts exist which constitute to knowledge and wisdom, and concept is a thought or idea with each person have an idea with their own ideology like truth, justice, and to destroy or transcend the laws governing the universe. The laws governing the universe are fundamental principles that describe the behavior of matter, energy, space, and time. These laws are typically expressed mathematically and have been discovered through scientific observation and experimentation, and destroying these very laws could allow one to transcend it, placing them in fourth-dimensional level, and the Barrier users are above the multiverse and all its laws. Then we have singularity, which leads to the throne of omnipotence, a place considered as nucleus of the universe and emanated from the laws of universe, and there are said to be infinite laws with singularity. Throne is said to transcend the multiverse, ideas and laws of space and time, which most likely make it fifth-dimensional, and we have the Godo gods and the Hada gods who transcend the throne, and then we have Naraka, which transcend these gods, and Hajuan at his strongest surpassing Naraka, making him fifth-dimensional existence and fifth-dimensional power, or low complex multiversal. Anti-Spiral is known as spatial race, who is said to be beyond the multiverse and unbounded by it, and does not affected by multiple dimensions, but dimension used in this sentence to mean universe, not higher dimensions, since in this it referred to imaginary oscillating membrane located between 10th and 11th universal membrane, or dimensional universes, which would mean they are referring it to be universe, not higher dimensions, with it stated to have infinite universes, and anti-spiral said to trapped in extra dimension beyond the scope of the multiverse, and extra dimensional means originating outside the known physical reality of the universe, powerful enough to throw universes like disks, and with Infinity Storm attack is said to be on par with Big Bang, with anti-spiral stated to be unaffected by gravity or time, also omniscient as his voice seemed to appear from all direction and can control the very universe itself, and his strongest attack is on par with Big Bang and can replicate Giga Drill Break, which is so powerful that as aftermath of the collision causes a big crunch that destroys not only the super spiral universe, but also all universes created by anti-spiral. Immediately after becoming a world of nothingness, the reaction of the destructive energy and the friction between the spirals and the anti-spirals caused the instantaneous creation of the universe, Big Bang, again, inflation, and yet the energy never ran out, making him multiversal plus level. Finally, we have Featherine, who is possibly strongest in the list. We have the map of the cosmology, which has several layers, up to 6 layers, or more, with each layer having infinite transcendence over the previous layer. First layer. Within the first layer, we see that there are several sublayers, and in the bottom we have universe in linear time, and next we have higher dimensions. When higher dimensions is used in the plural form, it typically refers to the existence of more than one additional spatial dimension beyond the 3 dimensions we perceive, making it fourth-dimensional. In this first layer, we see that not all layers ordered in a hierarchical sense, since the alternate possibilities, which is simply alternate timeline, is in highest, and then we have transcendental realm, which could mean existing outside of or not in accordance with nature and exist everywhere, and one which could be in higher level than higher dimensions, making it fifth-dimensional. I have said that each layer are infinitely transcendent. Does that mean second layer is infinite dimensions beyond the first? Not really. It's only establishing the Menger-Sponge theory, which states if you take a cube and remove a square tunnel from the center in all 3 directions, then you remove a square tunnel in all directions from the cubes you have left, resulting in infinite area. But since it lacks volume, it would non-existence from our perspective, which basically states infinite 2-dimensional structure is still smaller than finite 3-dimensional structures, thus creating an infinite hierarchy between dimensions, and this a theory that exists in this verse, thus creating a natural infinite hierarchy. There are 3 higher layers which transcend one another with Menger-Sponge model of infinite hierarchy, and the Sea of Nothingness, which transcend all layers, and Realm of the Witches that transcend the Sea of Nothingness, and we have the Creator's Domain, where Featherine has surpassed the Realm of the Witches to the Creator's Domain, who can write and rewrite the stories of witches, and in this realm one loses all restrictions to obtain everything, as they lose the notion of life and death and can destroy all. Creator Realm is 11th dimension, which places Featherine in 11th dimensional existence and 10th dimensional attack potency, or high complex multiversal. So with all of these gods, can a mortal like Goku can win? Son Goku is not only strong but also a skillful fighter, and this aspect not talked a lot with him considering the fact in Dragon Ball universe there are things like 30th degree Kinpo black belt something not exist in real world as the highest Kinpo degree is 10th degree and Grandpa Gohan is considered as an expert in every forms of martial arts, and during Saiyan Saga Goku is considered as the greatest martial artist but his skill developed even further by training under King Kai to achieve a training experience of few thousand years on Earth. The words were taught this way. A couple was 2. A few was 3 to 4. We can say that 4 is considered as highest, then it would be around 4,000 years worth of knowledge. Dragon Ball characters have passive hacks nullification, so if Goku is stronger than the person who cast the hacks, then he will be immune to that hacks. Now before talking about attack potency, we have to see about the cosmology. In Dragon Ball universe is said to be infinite and villains like Frieza, Cell, and Kid Buu were threat to entire universe and the universe contain. Superspace. The term superspace refers to an extended space that includes both the conventional 6 dimensions of space-time associated with supersymmetry. With that we have limbo or Sugoroku space, which exists between the living world and afterlife, whereas afterlife is described as chojigen, which means the state or ability of being transdimensional, and transdimensional means relating to a dimension other than those of the normal 3-dimensional world, and it also described as hyperdimensional or higher dimensional, so afterlife will be in higher realm than living world and limbo will be in between these two, making it as 7th dimensional, and we get to afterlife. Before knowing the dimensionality of the other world, we need to know that in Dragon Ball lower realm always refer to lower dimension, since the living world is always known as lower realm, and home for infinite loser is considered as the lowest realm of otherworld while still being higher than limbo and living world, placing at 8th dimensional, and King Enma realm, which would be 9th dimensional, and the heaven will be 10th dimensional. And then we have Kaishin realm, which is disconnected from the macrocosm. And if a place is completely separate from it, it's like saying they are in different realities or levels of existence. They're not directly connected in the way 2 neighboring places in our everyday world might be. To interact or move between them, you'd have to navigate through this extra, higher dimensional space and placing it in 11th dimension. Now let's get to how Goku would fare against likes of these godly characters. Buu Saga Goku is powerful enough to be on par with Kid Buu, who can destroy the universe and poof, with several older villains are consistently stated to be in universal threats. It would be a fair assumption to say Goku can destroy the universe, which is said to be infinite, placing him at universal level plus, which would help him defeat Truth and Shinra. Super Saiyan God Goku punches are felt in Kaishin realm, and we're going to destroy the living universe along with the extra dimensions, which would be 6th dimensional or low complex multiversal. And in this form Goku can defeat the likes of Rimuru, Anoz, Anti-Spiral, and Hajun. Goku would then further evolve into Super Saiyan Blue and Perfected Blue, and finally Ultra Instinct Goku fought Moro, who is stronger than Jiren, and who is stronger than Belmond, who is comparable to Champa, who can destroy the whole macrocosm in his fight with Beerus. Later fought Granola, who is stronger than Moro, placing him at 11th dimensional or high complex multiversal, and in this form he could defeat Featherine. So here we have it, mortals like Goku can indeed defeat godlike characters. Stay tuned for next video.